December 18th, 2022, Lionel Messi completed football. Argentina were world champions. It should have been one of the happiest moments in football history. Instead, millions of supporters left the tournament convinced something wasn't right. Argentina had become football's most hated team. But here's the strange part. For almost 15 years, they were one of the sport's most loved teams. So what changed? The answer didn't begin in Qatar. It began decades earlier, long before Messi ever pulled on the shirt. Argentina walked into the modern football era
with a reputation already half-formed. In 1986, Diego Maradona punched a ball into England's net with his fist in a World Cup quarter-final, then called it the hand of God. Instead of apologizing, he turned it into national folklore almost instantly. The coach of that team, Carlos Bilardo, built his entire footballing philosophy around one simple idea: winning matters more than how you win it. Time-wasting, niggling fouls, mind games in the tunnel, whatever it took. That approach worked. Argentina lifted the trophy that summer, but it also planted something in the wider footballing consciousness that never fully went away. A sense that Argentina played the game differently, that the line between competitive edge and outright provocation was somewhere they seemed entirely comfortable standing right on top of. Argentina were respected, but rarely loved. Then came Messi. And for a while, it felt like all of that history got quietly rewritten. Here was a player who barely celebrated, who looked almost uncomfortable with attention, who let a football do the talking he never seemed interested in doing himself. And the more heartbreak followed him, the more the neutral world softened toward the shirt he wore. The 2014 final, lost to Germany in extra time.
Copa America 2015, lost on penalties. Copa America 2016, lost on penalties again, followed by Messi announcing his international retirement on the pitch itself, visibly broken. He came back, of course, because he always came back. But by the time Argentina finally won something, the Copa America of 2021 in Brazil's own Maracanã, something had already shifted. The world wasn't supporting Argentina, it was supporting Messi. Huge difference. Which is exactly why Qatar changed everything. It started before the trophy was ever in sight, with the most humiliating possible opening, a defeat to Saudi Arabia, ranked 51st in the world. In the very first match of the tournament, Argentina recovered from it game by game, but the tension surrounding them never fully left the building. In the round of 16 against the Netherlands, a 2-goal lead turned into a stoppage-time collapse, extra time, and a penalty shootout soaked in confrontation. Leandro Paredes kicked a loose ball straight into the Dutch bench. Wout Weghorst and Emiliano Martinez squared up inches from each other's faces. Messi turned back toward the Dutch coaching staff with a parting shot of his own. Martinez celebrated each save like he was hosting a party the opposition hadn't been invited to, and did it again in the final itself, dancing in front of Kylian Mbappé, before the very last penalty had even been taken. The referee in that quarter-final handed out a World Cup record 18 cards, and still couldn't fully keep control of the game. None of these moments, on their own, would have defined a team for years to come. Football forgives isolated incidents all the time. What it doesn't forgive or forget is a pattern, and every single incident added another brick to a wall that had already begun to form. Here's the part most people miss, though.
It's called confirmation bias, and it isn't unique to Argentina or even to football. Imagine England receives 6 penalty decisions across a single tournament, every single one arguably correct.
The 7th 50-50 decision suddenly doesn't feel 50-50 anymore. Not because anything changed, because your brain has already decided what story it's expecting to see. Football fans don't watch objectively. Nobody does. Once the narrative existed, every fresh incident got filed under a story the world had already half written. And here's the twist. Argentina aren't unique in this at all. Brazil were painted as arrogant showboaters. Germany were labeled cold, robotic machines. Spain's tiki-taka got branded boring. Real Madrid are referee favourites, depending on who you ask. Manchester United under Ferguson were Fergie-time specialists. Every single football dynasty eventually gets hated by the neutral world it once charmed. Why? Because football always wants a new hero, not the same one twice in a row. Yesterday's underdog becomes today's obstacle. Argentina didn't become football's most hated team because the world believes they cheated. They became football's most hated team because they stopped being the underdogs. Messi finally got his fairy tale, and the moment that story ended, football started looking for a new one. Football doesn't hate Argentina. Football hates whoever stands between it and the next fairy tale. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing, leaving a like, commenting below, and sharing it with other football fans. Thank you for watching.